We're live. Who all is in here? I see Lars was here at 3 o'clock. All those salvage outlaws. We got a good crowd in here. Mexican Spec. Big Bad Jones. Well, howdy. Haven't seen you in here before. I saw the comments just before I went live. Saw Just Mopar Joe sent you. And I checked out Big Bad Jones' channel. He's got a 72 Cornet. He's 339 subscribers. So he's certainly striking distance to make the No Name 500 this year and get his 500 subs for sure. And so check out his channel. Mohawk is here, the one-eyed cat. Blue Grit Garage. Blue Grit Garage had a video today on some tips and tricks for titles on old cars, like when you need a bill of sale and that kind of thing. And that was a good video. I put it on my community tab if you want to watch it. Yeah. I'm hearing an echo, but I don't have a YouTube browser open. That's strange. Frankenstein C20's here. My Aunt Nancy's here. Thanks for joining us. Tony's Hot Rod Garage. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Big Bad Jones, 72 Cornet. Who knows, I may show up. Big Bad Jones, you can make your 500 subs and race this year. You've got time. 339 subs. You can definitely do that in 117 days and 3 hours and 56 minutes. Fab Race Mod Repeat is here. I talked to Fab Race Mod Repeat not a couple hours ago. Might be helping me with something with the van. We'll have to see. Pure Pontiac Garage is here. Dan E. Boyd doing some body work on the Ford there. Colleen is here. JB is here. Shop 209. Sean O'Brien. Frizzell. Man, how about Frizzell? Has anybody looked at his channel lately? My goodness. He was just over 1,000 subs when he registered, if that. And he's like 6,000, close to 7,000 subscribers now. He is rocking. Bad Tree Blake says, I'm new to the channel. Hi, everyone. Well, hello, Blake. Tell us about yourself. My mom is here. Andy's here. Andy, you got to get up in 5 hours. Appreciate you being here, but yeah. Let's see here. Dr. Go. I cannot read Dr. Go without thinking of Gene Simmons. Lars is here. And speaking of Lars is going to be helping me run our giveaway. We'll be doing the giveaway depending on when Lars is ready. Lars, you tell me when you're ready, but anytime between top of the hour and an hour and 30 minutes in, we'll work on the giveaway. Must be present. Andrew Nelson is here. What's going on, man? Andrew Nelson called me with an interesting topic today, talking about trailers and knowing your legalities on registering trailers you pull behind your truck. So I think we'll tackle that topic here, in a future live. But I think that's interesting because it applies to an awful lot of us. Frizzell said, Hot Rod Guy, I need less cowbell. When do you ever need less cowbell? Unless it's hanging off the back of your truck. Yes, Danny boy. I like the way you paused before body work. I put body work in quotes, didn't I? Mater's about to start building a boat with all the rain. Yeah, go for it. Technician Troy's here. What's happening, man? Den at Dreams Garage. All right, we're caught up. Very good topic on trailers. Yes, he's said something I hadn't really thought much about before, and that is the way the law looks at your registered weight when it comes to trailers. And not all of us think about that because we hook up a trailer to a truck and go. We don't realize necessarily what that does to the combination weight of the truck, especially if you're in an accident. So he brought up a very interesting point. I think it will be a good part of the broader topic on our hauling rigs, and we'll get into that, on another evening. Andy says heading north in about 5 hours. So yeah, Andy's going to get up at crazy o'clock in the morning to make a bonsai run up to Cope Racing Transmissions. So good luck, buddy. And please break up your trip. Crash up there in the spiderweb lounge up there on the mezzanine or something, because that's an awfully long trip to try to do all at once. Technician Troy says a 396 on the engine stand will be getting torn down and built soon. That sounds cool. Gotta like the 396. I like smaller displacement big blocks for some reason. I think they're just kind of like big fun small blocks. If they have aluminum heads, the weight's even the same, really. Fabrics Motor Peak says bonsai. Bonsai indeed. So I'll tell you a little bit about what we're giving away tonight. If you saw the thumbnail, and I'm going to zoom in because I know the way some people have these. Oh, wow. Hot Rod Guy Garage says he about lost 2 fingers. He had a death wheel blow up on his grinder. Yeah, let me tell you, those things are no joke. Those scare me almost more than anything in the shop. Wear your safety glasses and keep the guard on your stuff. Watch your fingers. Those things are freaking dangerous, even when used completely right. All right, Lars has helped me run the giveaway. He's telling me when he's going to be ready. Andrew Nelson got to race today. Said he left Beaver Springs on low boost, ran 147.7. That's cooking. Dr. Go said just redid trailer bearings and seals, new tires today to keep her safe on the road. Rain and mosquitoes tried pitching in to help. I'll bet. Yeah, I'm every year in the spring, you will see trailers with flat tires everywhere and all kinds of miscellaneous problems because people leave them all winter. And even if there was something that needed attention in the winter, they didn't get around to, and then they just hook it up and take off in the spring. And that's when it rears its head. Let's see a lot of that. Gotta love a death wheel. Yeah. So for those of you who met your Uncle Tony DeFeo, he has a pretty gnarly scar. I don't know if you really see it much in videos, but he's got a little scar across his nose and a few on his face where he had one of those things blow up on him grinding on a trailer a few years back. And he's really lucky he didn't lose an eye. Those things scare me. And Hot Rod Guy Garage taking one out of his face. I've had those things explode and been hit with shrapnel all around, and I'm telling you, I think one of those would be a great way to lose an eye. Those are definitely a very dangerous piece of shop equipment. Mohawk says that Tennessee doesn't require registration on personal trailers. Well, that's fantastic. Virginia does once you get to a certain size. They don't on car dollies, I don't believe, but about everything else. Fabrice Monder Pete's been on trailer patrol for about 3 weeks at the day job. Brazil says join the ramp truck mafia and ditch the trailer. I won't argue that, especially with a ramp truck that cool. Shop 209's getting his little luggage trailer, drag and drive trailer together. That sounds good. So, tell you about what we're going to give away tonight. So, Cope Racing Transmissions, and if you saw the thumbnail, I'm going to bring up the thumbnail now. I've got a couple things saved here. In fact, let me mark them so I don't lose them. There we go. If you saw this logo on the thumbnail, the CRT shift pack, that shift pack, I just lost my light over here. That shift pack is, they've never offered a shift kit, a do-it-yourself shift kit before. Anytime you've had a shift kit put in a factory valve body at Cope, they have a certain shift kit they do. It's got the right springs, blocker rods. It's got all of that. Okay, polished the valves. There's a certain shift kit they've done for decades there, and it works really well. It's a little bit different than a Transgo and B&M, but they've never offered it in kit form before until now. So you can't see this yet on the website, but this is a picture of some parts they have laid out for the kit. You notice it's got 2 blocker rods, 4 springs. A lot of engineering went into that, by the way. You know, those springs are all very specific and rods are all specific. But the point is that you can get this for $727,904. You'll be able to order it soon. The parts are there. The engineering's all done on it. To my understanding, they have to make the instructions for it. But you can win one tonight. You'll probably get the very first one they send out, probably, because they have not yet done the instructions. The instructions will be video. But this is the same exact shift kit that I did in Don English's One-Eyed Cat transmission. So they're outstanding, and it's different. It's a little bit different from a Transgo, but it's probably more similar to that than B&M's. But we're going to be giving one away at the top of the hour. I see Busted Radio Garage is in here. What's going on? Frizzell said, I wanted a bump side truck, but found the dent side. Couldn't say no. The bump side is my favorite body style of Ford. That would be up to 72, like Andy Wood's truck Casper. That dent side is 73 to 79, but it's a very good looking, cool truck. Definitely is a nice looking rig going down the road. So Levi wants to sell his Chevy crew cab ramp truck and get an RV. Oh, goodness. Well, get the ramp truck together, Levi. It's a good way to sell it. Get it running and driving. Mexican Spec says if they register trailers, they can figure it out. I had a tow dolly behind me from Oregon into California. When I got stopped, I told him Oregon doesn't plate them. Well, I've never been stopped with a car dolly in Virginia. I don't believe you have any tag on a dolly in Virginia, but you do have them even on the small utility trailers. Dr. Go, yes, should work just fine on that. Actually, the lockup one is one I want to check. I want to check on the lockup. But yeah, I know it'll work on a non-lockup $999. Landon says, howdy, y'all. Yeah, One-Eyed Cat. While you could win this, you're eligible to win it. You already have this in your transmission, what we're giving away. But this is the first time the kit's ever been offered to the public. And I got to say, you know, I like when somebody in the community, you know, innovates like this. And if you have a stock torque flight valve body in your hot rod, you need this. And you can get an upgrade on the kit with the low reverse servo, billet low reverse servo. And the billet low reverse servo takes some disassembly, and to do it in the car, it's a real bear. All right. You're probably only going to want to do the low reverse servo if you're doing it with the transmission out of the car. But if you're going to be shifting it manually and applying that band, you want that, because that's going to take that band, the low reverse band, off faster to prevent overlap with the second gear band. If you leave it in drive and you don't shift it manually, which you still could, but if you don't shift it manually, it's not as big a deal. So if you're going to do it with it in the car and you just want to have an afternoon job that's going to improve your shifts, improve your transmission, this is the kit. If it's on the bench and you want to run a stock-based valve body, this is the kit. Twisted Mopar Garage says, in Illinois, a tow dolly is considered to be a trailer. Most are not floated. Most not enforced till you have an accident. Illinois considers a lot of things that no other state does too. So, Big Bad Jones says, I was looking at ordering a shift kit soon. I'll wait to order this one if I don't win it. You got a chance to win it if you're here. And the giveaway is going to start at the top of the hour. And it's just going to be for those of you who are present here. And it is a Mopar specific kit, 727 or 904. It's a good kit though, and it does have some differences between the B&M and the Transgo. Like I can tell you one example is, let me see if I can find the picture. And this actually is something that happened to our friend Just Mopar Joe at Sykeston. It won't happen to him now, but it happened to the transmission he had in there. Let's see if I can find that picture. Here we go. Homer Simpson there to illustrate for you. That low reverse servo can just, the spring is so stiff, it can press out like that. If you're running it on a stock retainer and all like that, with those high pressures, you get the billet kit would help prevent that. But again, that's a bear to put in the car. One-Eyed Cat says, after this motor trans swap, I have another trans to make fresh again. Well, there you go. And you know, Don, if you want to try to tackle it, you know what you need. You know what you need. You know where you can get your parts. This kit and your valve body would be good. Or what you could do, Don, is you could get you a trans brake valve body or a manual valve body or something like that, and you could upgrade further upon what you already have. Could do that too. I mean, you know, that's the nice thing about an automotive journey. The folks like us who realize this is a journey seem to be a lot happier. The people where it's a destination and it's a perfect show car, and until it's a perfect show car, you don't have anything, and I'm going to sit in the chair and I better be praised for it. Those are the miserable people. We're the happy people. We realize this is a journey. So, Mexican Spec is asking, Pure Pontiac garages say permanent on the plate itself. I know in Virginia the plates say permanent for trailers. Ah, there's Cope. Cope is here. Cope, I was showing them a few pictures, and I showed them. Now I have to go back and find it. I have to find it, but I got to get off that page. I also showed them this, and the link is not yet active, but it exists, and you can win the very first one right here on this live. And I don't know how long you've been in here, but I did tell them that if you are running a stock Mopar valve body, you need this in your car. One-Eyed Cat says the No Name Nationals, he began his journey. You began your journey before that. It's just this kind of focused it in one little area. Cope wants to win the Fury in the thumbnail. Yeah, Wendy doesn't want me encouraging Don to spend any parts money. Okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah, Max Wage Dick Dasher says, if I waited for perfect, I'd never go racing. Exactly. Exactly. I can think of a few times in my life where I wasn't quite ready for something, and I look back and I said, yeah, I should have done it. Should have done it. Because sometimes encouraging yourself to go forward instead of waiting for the perfect hand and going forward, you'll say, you know what? You get a chance at redemption, you can do more with it. And I think that is definitely the better call. I told a YouTuber a couple of years ago for the first No Name Nationals, he's no longer in our community. He's not wired to be in our community. But he said, oh, I have to have these parts in all of my car before I can do it. And I'm like, no, man, just stick the stock rear end in it and just drive the thing and come on. I said, that you'll get to your goals quicker if you do. Oh, no, I can't go backwards. I said, no, you're not going backwards. You're not going backwards, because if you do that and you show up, it's going to motivate you to get to those parts sooner, but your goals will change. And you know what? To this day, the guy still hasn't done it. I maintain he would have gotten to his goals quicker if he had been doing it for the right reasons. Tony says that Fury is awesome. Yes, it is. Man, that's a pretty car. Blue Grit Garage says, I need to learn how to drive in a straight line. Well, you can do it. We have a good place for you to learn how to drive in a straight line. Indirect Connection. How's it going, sir? Indirect Connection is, what are you, man? About 198 subs from your 500? Got to get that needle moving. Even if you can't make automotive content, just stick a camera over your truck while you do your stuff. I'm sure people would tune in for that. BNR says the rest of Illinois has zero emission testing. Chicago is California. Ugh. T's Good Time Garage says, what's up, gang? Been perusing the CRT website today, dreaming about the next torque flight I want to build. T, we're giving one of these away tonight. Before you can even buy it, you can win it right here for the folks who are in this live. So we're going to be giving away, for the first time ever, Cope Racing Transmissions is offering a shift kit. This is the same kit. If you look back at my channel, the transmission I built for the one-eyed cat, Don English, it has this kit in it. But it's only been offered as a function of labor when you go through Cope Racing Transmissions. But he's now offered as a parts kit you can buy. And the instructions are being put together very soon. And I really believe this is probably the best engineered kit that's out there because of all the work that's been done to figure out the springs, blocker rod, and all this stuff for the recipe. The instructions are even going to tell you, camera, I keep doing that to myself tonight. That camera is doing that because my light fell over here. They're on these little skinny tripods, and if my camera is mounted behind the desk so that I don't bump it, but if I bump my desk enough, I can turn those lights over, and I did that to myself. But it's fine. It's not dark in here. Anyway, that's the deal with all that. But no, this is a really well-engineered kit, and I really believe that it's the best kit out there. No, Dakota, you did not miss the giveaway. We're going to do it at the top of the hour. I've got Lars to run administration on it for me because typically when we do giveaways, it's a little too much to keep up with from here. Big Bad Jones says, if I win this kit, will I win No Name Nationals in my stock 318, my 72 Cornet? If you're a good enough bracket racer, you can. You winning that kit, getting the rest of your subscribers, entering the bracket race, winning it on your first time there, that would be an incredible story, Big Bad Jones. If you did that, we would say, well, now we know why they call him Big Bad Jones. Aunt Nancy says, staying home this holiday. Okay, well, it's a good thing we're coming to you tomorrow. One-Eyed Cat says, Dakota, if you return to No Name Nationals, I'm calling you out. It's official now. Oh, man, Dakota, you better bring enough. Don's making his car quicker. We don't know where it will end up with Don's car, but it should be substantially quicker than last year. Dakota's afraid to make the trip. Oh, goodness. Yeah, we're hoping you do. We really do. We'd love to see both you and Hunter. I'm thinking Hunter's got some things with employment slowing him down. But, hey, Dakota, you know you're welcome, and we'd love to have you. And if anything broke on your car, that is the trip that you would be in the best shape for anything to break on your car. Because there's people going both directions at the same time you are that you know, and you got an enormous amount of support at the event. So there's probably nothing you could break that we couldn't get you back together. Dr. Go said, Cope and Jones, bring it. Of course, the choice is yours, but we would like to see you. Stephen Oates says he was just talking to that Jason Falk guy on the phone. Yeah, talk to Jason every now and then. He's a good dude. There's 6% Recycled saying, hello, Mopar people. 6% Recycled, I thought of you. I saw an AMC at Farmington Dragway last weekend. Always reminds me of your logo there. Thumper says, I can break stuff that can't be put back together. Well, so can Patrick, but, you know. It's Chevrolet stuff. You look under or Pontiac, you look under the right rock, you can find what you need. Mohawk says, can we get a link to Big Bad Jones' channel? Sure. If one of the mods would like to put up the link to Big Bad Jones, that would be appreciated. Functional History says, sorry I'm late. Ever watch a crippled old fat guy try to mow his lawn? No, I don't leave any mirrors outside to look in while I'm mowing. But that's awesome. Vic been spinal. Exactly. Yeah, I've gotten my fill of mowing excitement for a while, but I just got to be ready to mow again. It never stops. This year's been really rainy, too. Mater says, I can fix anything worse than duct tape. Mater, I'm running a Kohler Courage engine, so you won't need to fix it. I know you love those for their longevity. Here's the link to Big Bad Jones' unfinished project put up. Go out there and check out his channel. He is not yet registered for the No Name 500, but if he wants to come to Sykeston, he's already got 339 subscribers. He's really close. Big Bad Jones, you hang out here, hang out with this community, come to the content creator workshops, you can definitely do it. Functional History is thinking about cementing the lawn and painting it green. My dad's cousin was literally going to do that if he'd lived long enough. Literally wanted to pave his lawn. Mohawk says, you fixed John's RC car? You can't fix the RC car I had on here for a trivia question one night. Main Street Mopar says, trying to clean off my carport so I can have a spot to pull the engine transmission out of my donor car for the Diplomat. Cool. Right on. Indirect Connections, the 342nd subscriber for Big Bad Jones. That means he's already gotten a few tonight. Well, Big Bad Jones, you do have good content. I like the cornet. So, looks like good stuff over there. Thumper says, duct tape would not have fixed me this week. Got out of the hospital at noon today and been there since Monday. My goodness, Thumper. Hope you're okay. Turbo Tom's getting the Model T ready for a parade. Steven says, so just for the fun part, for anyone that remembers year one of the No Name Nationals, my son was there and will be driving to Lambert's this year. Yeah, right on. I like seeing, families keep coming back and making more memories. It'll be really cool when we start seeing that second generation out there racing too. We're not far off. Mexican Spec, sometimes there are people, for reasons I have no idea. I know Max Wage Dick Dastardly is one of them. There are occasionally channels that you have to click live chat to see. So if you go up to the top of the chat and you're on top chat, click live chat, and that should fix it. If you click live chat, you should be able to see this message. Frizzell says, getting 500 isn't difficult, just make content. Frizzell is right. There's not some big secret to this. Frizzell knows. Frizzell has been on a rocket ship of subscribers this year. Listen to him. Getting 500 isn't difficult. Just make content. Anything. Just film content. It will get there. Mean Street Mopar. Blue Grit Garage. Scarlet the Four-Eyed Cuda. Indirect Connection. Engine Light Garage. Buff Del Campo. All of you guys just put out content every day. You'll get there. Max Wedge Dick Dastardly. You're halfway there. You can do it. Hot Rod Guy Garage is number 345 for Big Bad Jones. Oh, that's cool. Finished Project says get to 499 and I'll take care of the rest. I'm sure that Unfinished Project must be the 500th subscriber of more people than anyone on YouTube. Mexican Spec says, I'm always on live chat. I can't see his channel in the chat or two channels. Mexican Spec, go into go on a laptop and go to your settings and your community and see if you've accidentally blocked him. Because I can tell you, it's not hard to block someone by accident. That can happen quite easily. Stephen Holtz found 2 bent push rods in the 400 this afternoon. Pure Pontiac Garage says 500 is easy to get. Trust me, there's a guy who became a believer this winter. He just started making content and kaboom. Pure Pontiac Garage, you have any advice on 500? Tell him. You're a guy who's done it. Two bent push rods, but the cam looks good. Yeah. Let's see here. Thumper says, nice 2500 you have there too. Yeah. A lot of cool trucks floating around. You calling the Super Bee a zombie? Oh, that's interesting. Dizzy Izzy says, happy Memorial Day, people. Well, happy Memorial Day, Dizzy. Hot Rod Guy Garage says the key to 500 is content, content, content. You're not wrong. Excuse me. There's another guy who did it. I got to tell you, all of you no-name 500 folks who still need subs, ask the guys who have done it. Because if you've ever been in a no-name 500 and you've gotten your subscribers, you can go on my channel, the main page, and you'll see no-name 500 subscribers. And right below it, you'll see no-name 500 alumni. And you can see how many subs they have now. And they all have over 500, obviously. Ask them, hey, what did you guys do? You had a deadline to get 500. You did it. What did you do? Ask them. Mater did it with some shorts. I recommend a mix of shorts and long content. You can certainly do it with all long content too. Because before shorts were a thing, that's how a lot of us did it. Because remember, a lot of us, like, you know, I remember when, you know, our friend Just Mopar Joe was a no-name 500 guy. There just wasn't a no-name 500 then. Indirect Connection says Mopar 440 Joe is in the house. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, Just Mopar Joe put out a dyno video on his 440. It's a 448-inch 440. Did really well on the dyno. If you want to see the numbers, you got to go over to his channel. Great video. Good build. Very good build. Brooke Clark says, ask Dylan Levi. He was the biggest worrywart ever about getting 500 subs. Yes, he was. Every night, Levi would come in the chat, panicked about getting subs, but he got them. And as soon as he stopped worrying about it, he got a lot more. Mohawk did a mix of long form content and shorts. Yes, that's good. Colleen says stupid sales. I won't disagree with that. And Joe's in the house. I knew I saw him sneak in here. There's another guy that knows something about building a good base of subscribers. I consider Joe's channel to have an enormous amount of quality. It's really hard to keep that kind of quality from your viewer base as your channel grows. And Joe has done it because he has offered such good quality over such a long period of time. So instead of doing gimmicky things to try to get a bump in subs who never come back, never watch stuff, and just, you know, derpy troll stuff, Joe never took that bait. So his channel has huge views for the number of subs he has, and I consider it recession proof, but it's because I think he did it the right way and has a really good quality channel to show for it too. T's Good Time Garage says Mopar Engine Builder Extraordinaire. Indeed. Indeed. Good stuff going on that channel. Auto Salvage Outlaws is here. What's going on, man? Glad to see you in here. He's had a rough go of it, but old Millard there he's working on getting himself out of the woods. We're all wishing you well. And speaking of that, I saw where Steve Mignante put out a video. He's downsizing, selling some stuff. He said on his video that he had some medical bills. They are organizing, he and a family friend are organizing a GoFundMe for him this weekend. So I know there's a lot floating out there, but man, that's really hard to imagine. You spend 10 months in a hospital, you're fortunate to survive, and you come out to a mountain of bills. I cannot even imagine how big those bills have to be. But I just thought I would say that'll be coming up. And, if you feel like contributing to that, please do. Frizzell says, film whatever you did. I just did a video pouring water down a carburetor, and it got 350,000 views and 3,000 subscribers. Read that again. Frizzell said, I just did a video pouring water down a carburetor, and it got 350,000 views and 3,000 subscribers from one video. So keep going. You don't know what'll hit. And Frizzell, I'll ask the stupid question. Did you know it would do that well when you did it? Yes, Steve's selling his Fairmont. It's a gasser style build. It's a cool car. But anyway, we wish him well. He has been on this show before, and I, of course, sent him. He's got a standing invite to come back. But I said, hey, man, get well when you get well. We'd love to have you back. He said he wants to come back, but obviously he's got some things he's got to take care of. So Thumper said, I just spent a week in a hospital. Steve did longer than any of my deployments. Yeah. Auto Salvage Outlaw is going to auction off his T-Bird. Well, when you have details on that, please let us know. We'll share it. Dizzy says hospitals average 5,000 a day. Believe it or not. Yeah. It's the medical bills are extraordinary. Landon says, if anyone needs YouTube help, hit me up. Yeah. And you can hit up Landon or any of these guys, and the guys who have done it. And we have content creator workshops, not just with me, but we have them with people like Buck and Barrows and these folks who have done it before and are really good at cracking the code of YouTube. So we're going to have another content creator workshop soon. Wanted to get through Memorial Day, then I'll put one on the calendar. And for you guys who are trying to get 500 subs, I cannot tell you how much those content creator workshops can help you, because we have folks in there that can help you set up a program that if you want to do it, believe me, it's efficient. It'll probably be less time dedicated to it and more results from people who know. We've had, Bad Tree Blake in there co-hosting them, Barrows. We've had Buck in there. Lots of folks, and it can help you. Frizzell says, no, I didn't know I'd get that kind of subs. I was just killing time filming whatever I was doing at the time. Exactly. Dizzy says in 1987, his wife was hospitalized for 2 months and the bill was $248,000. I actually kind of figure Mag's bills, and that was at 87. I easily think 10 months. I just said, well, that's 7 figures. I'm sure it's $1 million plus. I just don't know what it is. But if in 1987, 2 months of a lot of care was $240, yeah, I'm sure it's a 7-figure bill without any exaggeration at all. But what it actually is, I have no idea. Izzy, I haven't been in a hospital 30 times for visitation or anything, so yikes. ASO says his surgery was $150K. Yeah. Wow. 6% Recycled said the bill for my transplants and related stays was $3.5 million before insurance. Whoa, you about put me in the hospital reading that. On another note, Buck Doesn't says JB for HOA president. If you've not yet seen the video on JB's Little Shop channel, you need to see it. Our own JB's Little Shop got a letter from his HOA. His homeowners association has sent him a letter for the shenanigans he's been doing there, and you need to go see it. NSB Customs here. Happy Friday, John and everyone. Well, how's it going, Lee? I'm assuming that's Lee. I think Lee usually runs the channel header there. And Dean has his own. We're looking forward to seeing you guys again soon. Thumper says he's lucky because the VA should pick up the tab. Yeah, the VA care is sketchy sometimes too, but it's definitely good insurance against catastrophe. Dr. Ghost said, I took your advice and just now took time out and filmed a short about what I'm doing right now. Cutting marine plywood to fix a rotted boat seat. Right on, Dr. Go. And that's the kind of stuff that can take off. I'm glad you did that. Dr. Go doesn't, the grass does not grow under that guy. They don't call him Dr. Go for nothing. NSB says, thanks. We can't wait for No Name Nationals 2024. Yeah, so Max Wage Dick Dasher is asking any more progress in the Cootie. You'll have to catch that on Buck's channel. 38 POS Racing says medical services are not something you should go with the cheapest quote. I would imagine. I mean, all medical care is not created equal. Cope is still in the house. I will drop a quick reminder because you'll need to be here to participate. If you want to win Cope Racing Transmissions' new shift pack, you can win it here before you can buy it online. It'll come online probably next week, but you can win one tonight, and it'll be shipped from Cope Racing Transmissions. And there's also, these kits will be available, and Cope can correct me if I'm wrong because he's in here, should be available next week, and there's 2 kits. You can get the kit for someone who wants to do this with it in the car, or if it's out of the car, you can upgrade and put in a billet rear servo also. But the kit we're giving away tonight is this shift pack without servo. This will make a very significant difference in your stock valve body torque flight. It is definitely worth doing. 727 or 904 Dakota. You specify either one. Big Bad Jones says, I've not been to Kentucky, but apparently I had surgery done there. They keep calling trying to get me to pay for it. I've been very fortunate in that regard. But all the stitches I've had that look like that, or like this, let me see that, look like that, and a few others. If I have stitches that are Frankenstein looking like that, they were done in Bluefield, where I'm from, at that hospital. The ones I've had like this that you can't really even hardly see anymore, those are ones that were done here. There's no comparison. I mean, some people do better work than others. And Cope says, yes, it does work in lockup and non-lockup. I was thinking so. Just want to make sure with you, because I know the valve bodies are different. And there's the link to Cope Racing Transmissions. And I will tell you, I mean, the kit is not very expensive. It is definitely well worth the money. This is a significant improvement in your transmission. So if you win it tonight, congratulations. If you don't, you still order one. It's a worthwhile improvement in your car. And I will tell you, if you're running a stock valve body torque flight in your hot rod, you need that. And it is the same one that went in Don English's transmission. So it's Sykeston. We'll at least have one at Sykeston in his car. JB says, looks like the Mopar people are scared of a $700 R4. I cannot imagine any planet where that's true, but that's okay. Hot Rod Guy Garage says you should be scared of a $700 R4. Rabbit Transit Garage, how you win? Be here in this live in 15 minutes, and we're going to be doing the giveaway. And what we'll do is in 15 minutes, we're going to have a way you can all enter on the spot. And our secretary, this giveaway is going to be Lars, LP94, and he's going to help us run the giveaway. So if you're here at the top of the hour, you'll be able to enter. Mater says the title of your video and what you're showing in the description will catch people's attention to watch your video. Well, yeah, not only that, but more importantly, it tells YouTube how to deliver your video to the world. That's the main reason for your description. It tells the YouTube machine how to get it on people's suggestion page. Rabbit Transgod says, well, I'm not going anywhere, so, yeah. Buck says, hit the like button. Well, thank you, Buck. Dakota says, the GM overdrives are really terrible, right? I haven't heard much good about them. I had a $700 R4 that came with a car I bought and sold it as soon as I could. The experience I have with them is that overdrive in the 700 R4 is not very durable. That's just what I've experienced with them. But anybody here can opine on what they've had. Functional histories. Is it going to be something like how many 79 Ford Crown Victoria bumpers laid in will reach the moon? No, that is the kind of question I would ask, but that's not what we're going to do. The main component is be here at the top of the hour. Main Street says, I'm looking at a low-mile motorhome 413, thinking about throwing a used cam and my E Street heads on it. Would I run into valve to cylinder wall clearance issues? What size are the valves? Probably not. They are small bore, but probably not. I mean, the stock big block Mopar valve size is only 2.08. And the 413, I can't remember what size bores in a 413, but it's still bigger than a small block. Dakota said a guy at work was telling me he liked his $700 R4 he had in his truck, and right after that, he said it started slipping. There you go. Twisted Mopar says, I run 413 with 906, ran 1140. Yeah, good engines, just have a smaller bore than the 440, but there's nothing wrong with them. Let's see here. Dougster, yeah, Dougster sneaked in here. I can't believe Dougster could sneak anywhere, but he had the ability to do it just now. JB says, well, Mex may be a messed up mind. That describes a lot of people here. I am still mildly out of focus there. If I can get that to come back. My camera is not happy with me for doing this. And I know that it's because, there we go. I know it's because of that light. For those of you who weren't here right when I started, my camera is on a stand behind the desk, so I can't bump the desk and bump the camera. But my lights are on the desk because they're farther forward. And I bumped the desk and knocked my light over on the little short stand. I've been meaning to put the lights on bigger stands so they'll sit there, but I never do it. And so I knocked that light over, and it looks fine in here, but it's causing focus problems when I zoom in up there on the camera. So for those of you who can't figure out what's going on with that, there you go. 214, I don't know. Dennis, what say you? I mean, that's probably okay, but it might be pretty shrouded. I don't think it would hit, but it's probably pretty shrouded. Dakota likes to put tang in his transmissions for superior shifts. Big Bad Jones says that for anyone near Summit Racing, they have an outlet in the back. I've got small block Mopar heads for $400 each. I've only heard about that, and I've heard of guys getting good deals there, but I've never been there. I've never been into one of Summit's stores. $318 flex plate for $15. That was a good score. Hot Rod Guy Garage is 118 days deal go time. Actually, it's more like 117, 3 hours and 8 minutes. Yeah, Twisted Mopar Dennis confirms 214 will be fine. I thought it was, but I wasn't sure off the top of my head. They did make a big block with a smaller bore than the 413. The 383 RB, which is 1 year only in 57. It's extremely rare. Those it probably wouldn't, but I'm thinking that the bore on a 413 is, well, it's the same as the 383. It's like 4.25. So it's fine. It'll clear just fine. Yeah, Big Bad Jones confirms those deals only in the store. Well, I've never been to one. I probably will one of these days. Wendy says this has nothing to do with cars, but it does have a motor. I'm looking for a swimming pool. I got a new one. So Wendy's looking for a new above ground pool. Main Street says the cam's Lunati Voodoo. 533, 552, 110 LSA. Dakota says, I'd love a pair of $800 aluminum Mopar heads. Those bear heads, or do they have valve springs, or how much did you get there for $400? Auto Salvage Outlaws, how many have made the 500 so far? I think 3 or 4 have. RT211 Racing did earlier this week, and so the front runner right now is Buff Del Campo. He's at 405. If Buff gets a little closer, we'll do a 500 celebration live, but he needs to get a little closer. Big Bad Jones says, I work in Arlington, so I go once a week. Which Arlington is that? Which state are you in, Big Bad Jones? I'm guessing Arlington, Texas. Is Steven saying the scratch and dent at the one in Arlington's neat? Scratch and dent's like, that's my kind of thing right there. RT211 says, hey, y'all, just able to drop in for a few minutes. Well, there you go. There's Ross. Ross is our newest no-name 500 guy to cross the finish line. He did so earlier this week. Actually did it Wednesday evening, this time on Wednesday. Rock Guy Garage says, I do that just to hear you break it down each week. 117 days, 3 hours, 6 minutes. Is that why you do it? You could too. You have a clock in the calendar. Twisted Mopar Garage says 361 was the smallest big block. It was the smallest big block. It wasn't the 383 RB 1 year only for 57, the tall deck 383. Wasn't it the smallest bore? I think it was actually a smaller bore than the 361. But nobody's going to have that. Yeah, 4.25 is a big bore. Yeah, it depends on what we're talking about. That's the same bore as a Hemi. It's the same bore as a 383. I think it's the same bore as a 413, or close. Tony says the 413. Yeah, it's a little smaller. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. 4.1875. But I know that a small block, even with a 4.1 bore, you can run a 2.08 intake valve. So, yeah, I think his will fit. They'll just be kind of shrouded probably, though. But I don't know. We need somebody that run more 413s, which Dennis has, and I think Tony has. So those are good guys to ask. JB says, doesn't matter what day, trash truck for the win. S10s unite. Right on. I'd love to see a bunch of S10s show up in Sykeston. Dizzy picked up a chrome fan shroud for $20 a marketplace for the Vagrant. Right on. Rabbit Transit Garage Jay, his son's excited to see RT211 run. Yeah, I am too. Excited to meet Ross and see all you guys again. 38 POS Racing says, it seems like I'm going to wait till day 100 to start the next project. A lot of people wait until day, 390. In other words, they start way too late to make it that year and don't realize it, and they're just getting to jump on the next year and figure that out. That's kind of what happens. Happens every year. Every year. KJ Colley asks, what's the best transmission pan gasket to use? I don't know. I've had luck with several different kinds. I know that I do not, put RTV on them, but I've had just fine luck out of the cork. I mean, what say you guys? I actually like the ones that have the ribs on them and they're like a shim. Those are great. They're expensive. They're great. And you need to have good flat pan rails to use them. But if you have like a cast pan, those are fantastic. They're like the next best thing to O-ring. But as far as just for regular factory pan, I like a cork just fine. What say any of you guys? What would you recommend? Main Street Mopar says, I was hoping it would work. A low mile 413 is better than nothing. Doing anything is better than nothing. Mexican specs said the 361's engine in the Fury. Yep. The junkyard necromancer and his wife had a little girl early this morning. Well, cool. Congratulations, junkyard necromancer. Tony says a 426 wedge is a 4. Yeah, and Hemi. 426 wedge and Hemi 383 all have a 4 1/4 bore, which is all significantly bigger than a 455 Pontiac. 400 and a 428. There's Dougster with the 413 bore. Makes me think Dougster's a little behind. But that's okay. We're glad Dougster's here. So no cylinder wall clears? No, I don't think so. I mean, what they're saying, no, they clear, but it will be very shrouded. Mexican spec. How many more channels will be there this year and last? Is it growing? Registrations are fine. One thing I notice there's a lot of people that they're just going to register whenever they think about it, whenever it's time, whenever they're sure they're going, which is, I mean, I'm committing a huge amount of money on New Year's Eve, whether anybody shows up or not. So I know I'd sleep better if we had 150 cars pre-registered by Memorial Day, and people just don't. They don't want to do that. They'll do it whenever they think about it. And I'm happy to have them. But I know one thing, if we had our budget money in the bank earlier in the year, it would probably get me to go out more on a limb toward the things we do during the year. It would cut the risk down a little bit. RT211 says, I use cork and have no problems. Yeah, me too. I like the cork just fine. The thing about cork, though, is when we take these cores apart, and, the cork just comes off in pieces. You got a wire brush and it's a mess. It's not like that on something that you're putting fresh and you're going to have it back off in a year, right? So if you put a cork gasket on and you take it down for your service the next spring, you won't have any problems. Just get the pan rail flat. Use a gasket that won't leak. If you use a chrome pan, it's the chrome on the pan that'll cause it to leak. Use a pan that won't leak. If you're doing a 727, you can get a cast pan for those. Twisted Dennis says a 413 will run with the best of them. It's great. Just a small bore 440. A 413 is to a 440 what a 318 is to a 340. It's pretty much what it is. Hot Rod Guy Garage says cork or steel reinforced rubber. Yeah, I love the steel reinforced rubber. Those are great. They work well. Get your pan rail good and flat, and they're fine. I tell you, some of the nicest gaskets are what the LSs have from the factory. Those are great. Dakota's not a bit afraid of reusing gaskets. Right on. Frizzell uses cork gaskets. The issue people have with cork is they over tighten them. Oh yeah, all the time. That's why I said make sure your pan rails are flat, because I've seen where people have really crushed down on their pans and they've run the bolt in, and you can put a straight edge across the pan rail and you'll just have waves where they've cranked the bolts down too tight. Flatten your pans out. Use those little load spreaders on the bolt. They work great. That'll help if you have a problem with over tightening them. I always use the washer head bolts that are made to go in there. I've seen guys will substitute and they say, well, this bolt has the right thread and the head is smaller. That contributes to that. Thumper, 20 fingers, expensive gloves, but you'd be a fast typist. Indeed. Dakota says, I probably reused more gaskets than new in my life. And I believe that gaskets were cheap when I was your age, and they're not anymore. Junkyard D, what did I win? Junkyard D, I mailed you some stickers today. I already knew you were going to get the consolation prize tonight. How's that? But we're at 9:01, Slant Daily Garage. Look at that. Shane just appears right at time. Well, we got 66 in here, and guess what? We're going to do our giveaway now. So, Lars, are you here? Are you ready? If I get the thumbs up from Lars, we're going to do this thing. Big Bad Jones, father-in-law, 413, the motorhome in Kansas. Need to get out and fix it. Yeah, you can. The liability with those big blocks is the motorhome itself. Lars is ready. Okay. So it's 9:02 in the East right now. We'll take entries just for a couple minutes here because this is for the people who are in the chat, right? This is for people who are here, just for you guys. So we'll take entries for 5 minutes, right? One entry per person, and you have to spell it right. And if you can't use it, you don't want to, there's really nothing in it for you, and you don't enter, you won't offend me at all. But if you're a Mopar person, you can use it. You got a Mopar friend like that, especially if you want to do video on it. By all means, enter. Put the word Mopar in the chat. That's all you have to do. But you do have to spell it right. Put the word Mopar in the chat. Each channel who does that will get one entry. If we see 47 of Dakota's channels, we're going to pick one of those. That's all you got to do, spell it right. Mopar in the chat, and Lars is going to tabulate all these. I will take entries until 9:08 p.m. in the East, and then I'm going to cut it off. Oh, goodness. This is why I couldn't do it. The chat's just like someone lit a fuse. I'm just going to sit back a minute. You will get one entry, Dakota. So, Mopar spelled correctly in the chat, and you will be entered. And we got a knock on the door. So while you guys are entering, John O'Matic himself with the 3-bladed ceiling fan to authenticate.
Just so you know, I'm at home.
That's it. How's it going, sir?
Not bad. Just kicking back, watching the live.
Well, they're entering, and Lars is going to tabulate all these. I'm going to cut off entries in 4 minutes. We're going to take entries through 9:08, and then Lars is going to do a drawing, and first prize will be the new CRT shift back. And second prize will be a No Name Nationals t-shirt, and third prize will be No Name Nationals decal. So we're going to actually draw 3 names.
And fourth prize is the Fury.
Fourth prize is the Fury. I got to work that out with him. We'll see what we can do.
You think you got it in the budget of the No Name Nationals to pay for that Fury?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If popsicle sticks are dollars, I'm good.
Right. You know, there's a 4-speed joke in there.
Dizzy says good night. Dizzy doesn't even want to see who wins.
Wait, don't let him forget his hot dog before he leaves.
That's it. Old McDonald says, bad storms near you?
No, it's all going towards Wisconsin.
Now, Rapid Transit, if Jay doesn't win, he wants to buy one anyway. And I will say they are affordable and they're worthwhile.
Actually, I was going to tell you too, John. They're on the website, but they're marked as out of stock.
Right.
I wanted to get the instructions up first.
The link is up, but if you go to it through the products, you can't go to them. The page shows down. So you can only do it with the direct link, and they don't have the direct link because if you go just through CRT, it's not there.
It is?
I looked right before this. I was going to put it in the description.
Really?
Check it out.
I must have something wrong when I loaded them then.
Yeah, I didn't want to put up the direct link because I wasn't sure if you took it down or not.
What are we programming on the website? I'm going to have Elaine double check that real quick.
But if the link is up, or if she can make it hot, or if it is hot and I missed it, then by all means, we'll drop it.
We can't do that from here. We can only do that from the shop.
But they will be available when? For retail?
As soon as I get the instructions up, I'm going to let them fly. So, and like you said, this is something we've been using for years and years and years. And, but they're on the site. Okay, Elaine says they're there. They just say out of stock.
Okay, cool.
They're under reprogramming kits.
Okay, well, I went and I couldn't get to them from the, I would get this page when I went from the main.
If you go on your phone, John, and not on a computer, you have to, once you go to the home page, you have to scroll past all the pictures till you get the product categories.
I did.
And then click on reprogramming kits, and it should be there.
Well, it's there. If one of you guys wants to do that, mods, and put up the link, I'm happy to put it up. But this community will get the first one. How freaking cool is that?
Right.
Shugu, so Lars, when you know somebody has a bunch of accounts, they still get one entry. Yep. All right, it's 9:08. I'm going to wait until my screen says 9:09. It looks like they're done entering, so I don't know how many we have, but it's going to be a bunch.
Well, there's like 65 people in the chat.
I got 69 showing right now.
Oh, so. Okay. Well, I can't see it now, but it was that earlier.
Yeah. They're going for the win. Man, Wendy's here. As soon as you have something to win, they wake up. There we go. So Tony got to it. He says, shift reprogramming, there you go. And they're out there. They're just out of stock. So you can order one. And the instructions are being done here real soon.
They're actually in stock, but I didn't allow the public to buy them just yet. I wanted to make sure I had the instructions. Otherwise, I'll be bombarded with phone calls.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm going to do first.
I'll do the video instructions first and then come up with some paper instructions.
Well, entries are closed. So Lars, no more. So, Lars, I'm going to leave it to you to tell me when you have it all tabulated up and you're ready to draw one. We're going to draw 3. One's going to win the CRT shift pack. One is going to win a No Name Nationals shirt, and one is going to win some No Name Nationals decals in that order. So, will you tell me when they're totaled up and you're ready to draw a winner of however many we have? It's exciting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I find a different way to do the giveaway every time so people can't game it, right?
Yeah, they don't see it coming.
Like counting the splines on this. You can't Google that, right?
Oh, my God. Did you really? Do you know that number?
Yes, I do. I will spare you. I won't tell it to you because I know you don't want to know it.
Oh, my God. I'll take a guess.
You want to take a guess?
I'll take a guess.
How many you think are on there?
I'll say 2 1/4. 225.
Dakota knows.
I cannot believe you did that.
Dakota, he knocked himself out. Try to look at the chat. either that or he had a Fred Sanford moment when he saw the number. All right. We'll let Cope come back. Okay, he says, Ray, well, we'll wait for Cope to come back. We'll give him a minute if he's coming back in. Yes, Dakota won a shirt. Did you get that excited?
No, I touched my phone the wrong way, and sparks come from that fan on the back behind me there.
So Dakota got it right. There are 249 splines on a 727
Oh, I wasn't too far off.
You weren't. We had people all over the place, but I wanted something they couldn't Google. So
yeah, no, there's no way you're gonna Google that.
And here's what Dakota did to win it. This was the best. He started at 100, and he just was going full auto. 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. So anyway, I knew what was going to happen eventually. Either he was going to get it or somebody would randomly get it before him. Or Patrick was going to run out to his garage and try to count. But somebody was going to get it within a minute or two, and it was Dakota. He said his keyboard was so hot it was burning. All right, Lars, how many entries do we have? How many did we get total? And you say you're ready to start drawing. I'm going to let Lars tell us. Because I'm telling you, when we do the stuff like this, it's impossible. I can't.
And there'll be when that shift kit leaves the shop, there'll be a surprise little something wrapped inside the box for them.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is the kit without the billet servo, but if your transmission is out, now is the time to make that upgrade. It's worthwhile. It's worth doing.
Boy, it's dark in here, honey. Wilbur must have a studio to get all bright and... Oh, there we go. There I am.
I knocked my other light off earlier. You missed it.
Oh, did you? No, I was there from the moment. I was just eating my dinner.
And when I went to zoom in on my phone, it plays havoc on my camera without this light. I didn't realize it would affect the focus like that, but it does. Hey, Lee has a question for you. Can we pick between 727 and 904?
It's the same kit.
Except the gasket's different.
Oh, that's right. They can get whatever one they want. See, Wilburn's on it more than I am.
Chicago hot dog, that's right. Okay, Lars says we have 40-ish entries. Okay, so we're going to draw the first one right now. And I'll put it up because we have people drift in here from time to time. And that is for your choice of 727 or 904 CRT shift pack, brand new offering from CRT. These are, can I say what they're going to retail for?
Sure.
It's going to retail for $95. You can win it right now if you're in the pool. So Lars, I'm going to let you draw it. Draw it random from the entries you have to win that, and let us know who wins it.
Yep, you can either pick the boys shift kit or the girls shift kit.
Yes, the boys shift kit is the 904 version. The girls shift kit is So we're waiting for Lars to let us know who is the winner of the very first CRT shift pack. And Rabbit Trans says, how much is the one with the billet servo? That one's going to retail at $210 for a billet rear servo. It's a worthy upgrade. It's just a lot to try to do in the car.
Yeah, it's hard to do in the car. So
KJ Colley says, thanks for the Tootsie Rolls he got with one of your orders.
My daughter puts those in there.
Andrew Nelson says, we just pulled him from a 100-mile run. He came back from the track.
That ain't nothing compared to what Andy's going to do. I saw him in the chat earlier.
LP94, Dougster's the winner, correct? You're just saying Dougster here, just making sure you're not saying hi to him. Dougster is the winner, correct? I just want Lars to make sure to clarify because I don't want to get it wrong.
Never fear, it's the Dougie that's here.
Yes, Dougster's the winner. Congratulations, Dougie. Now, Dougster, we're expecting you to do video putting this thing in.
Exactly.
That's it. We want to see it now. And I know you can narrate it. I know you're normally very shy and quiet, but you're gonna have to break on through and narrate the video of putting in the shift kit. Well, Junkyard D, these are affordable. You'll be able to buy them real soon. 727 or 904. They're very worthwhile. So, all right, Dougster wins that. Next one is going to be for a No Name National shirt, like the one I'm wearing now, gray or black, whichever size. And I'm going to let Lars draw another from the pool. Now that Dougster's out, don't put him back in. So from whomever is left, draw another, Lars.
Only one winner per game, right?
Well, this time.
Yeah.
I do it different, though, a lot on here. I don't let anybody game it. That's why I pick something different. And Dougster says, thanks, everyone. Well, congratulations, buddy. We're looking for your video on putting this in. Tell us how it works. Functional History says, I need a shirt. Well, we'll see who Lars draws. This is the same pool of people, though. Lars is good for stuff like this, administrative stuff. Normally, Unfinished Project or Colleen is my secretary for things like this, but because they run Mopars, I wanted him to be eligible to win.
Just so I'm clear, Lars is the young kid with the beard?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Lars is a good dude. He's a really good dude, good mod,
Yeah.
good guy. All right. Looks like Lars spoke, and this chat's moving pretty quick, so I missed it. Danny Boyd's. Danny Boyd is the winner of the shirt. So, Danny Boyd, let me know what size and gray or black, and it's coming to you. All right. And if you have an No Name National shirt, this gives you an opportunity to get a different color. One for your significant other or whatever, or one to wear sleeveless or with a suit. I don't care. You just let me know which color, what size, and I'll get it to you. I already have your address. Cool. Shoot me an email, size and color. If you put it in the chat, somebody will have to remind me. Danny Boyd says large, black. Okay. If you would, since Colleen is in here, if you would text me that so I won't forget it, that will be greatly appreciated. All right. And last, we're going to do some stickers. We'll do some decals and some of our sixes right here. And that'll be our third place from the same pool. All right, Lars, on you. And this is a good chance. Dr. Go says, forgive my total ignorance. What will the kit do over the stock trans? Well, if Dr. Cope here would like to explain it, this would be a good opportunity to give us a short synopsis of why run a shift kit.
It will raise the pressure to handle more power, and higher pressure gives you firmer, cleaner, faster shifts. It also comes with a new spring that we just came out with earlier around January 1st, and it's a shift timing spring for wide open throttle. A lot of times you guys see that the second gear shift under wide open throttle is always a couple hundred RPMs different than the second to third shift. So if you have it and it shifts at 52 and then like 54, this will make the shifts for 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 the same RPM. And that's also in the kit. So, and I'll tell you also, you have to use your own drill bit, which holes to drill. And you can have it for like, let's just say there'll be a high and low on the drill bit. So if you just want to do a tow package and it's not a hot rod and you just want to tow your vehicle, then you'd use a smaller drill bit. If you have a hot rod, you can use the larger drill bit. And then if you got a drag car where you're going to race the vehicle, then there'll be a different pressure setting for that. So the shift kit will have 3 variables that you can do depending if you want towing, street, or strip.
Rabbit Transit Jay's asking, do you have one for a 518?
I do, but I was going to launch this first. Okay. So it's almost, you drill the same holes and it takes most of the same springs, but in the 518, you're going to get 3 blocker rods. One for the shift valve, one for the accumulator, and then one for the overdrive accumulator, so that stiffens up overdrive shift.
Big Bad Jones, Rabbit Transit J beat you to it. That's what we're talking about. The 46RH is a 518 for those unfamiliar.
And they will also work, John, on the E's too. So E's or H's, it doesn't matter. Lockup or non-lockup, gas or diesel, it's the same kit for all of them. And the A500s. But that, of course, takes a different pan gasket.
So you'll have kits for all of them here soon. But you're putting, you're putting out the 3-speed stuff first, and then the 4-speed stuff will follow.
Yeah, maybe in about 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks, we'll have the 4-speed ones out.
But you can order a valve body with these mods done right now.
Yep. And actually, Lucas just did we brought back a valve body that we kind of discontinued. Lucas did his very first forward manual, and he did it Monday, and then he put it on the dyno. Everything worked. I trained him how it is done and what we have to do to make the forward manuals work, because I had too many people calling asking for them. They're like, I have to have a forward manual for whatever reason. A lot of times it's because of the shifter. And I was like, I couldn't sell them one because I didn't have it in production. So we put the program back in the CNC machine. And so that is new also. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks, and I think we sold 2 of them already. But I told Lucas, though, if we bring those back, they're 100% yours. You're fully responsible for that. And the reason why I do that is to make them feel a bigger part of the business as just being an employee.
For those who do not know Lucas,
he's our adopted stepchild.
This is Lucas Gleason, who is he's a builder there at Cope Racing Transmissions. That's Lucas and I right there with my 999.
He just turned 20. So up to a few weeks ago, he's a teenager building transmissions, building valve bodies, answering tech calls, taking orders, helping Madison out in the parts room. I mean, the kid is a carbon copy of me, but at 19 and half the size.
Big Bad Jones says, I got 3 transmissions that will eventually get those kits. He wants to know if it's going to be a buy 2, get 1 free sale. Hey, man, you can get a buy 3, get 3 of them sale. You buy 3 and you get 3, right? You order 3, you pay for 3, you get 3. That's an awesome sale.
Every Black Friday, we have 10 off of everything. So if you want a discount, it's the day after Thanksgiving.
I will say, though, it'd be really, really cool, especially Big Bad Jones. You're wanting to make your 500 subs. You should order one of those now, put it in, and do a video on it, because you could be one of the very first people on YouTube, if not the first person on YouTube, to do that video of a do-it-yourselfer putting one in the car and testing it. Yeah,
you got to beat Dougie to the punch.
You got to beat Dougie to the punch, but you can do it. Dougie, you got a slight head start. Lucas, so my name is etched on one of the plates on Don's valve body, but we put the one-eyed cat on Don's valve body. So it will forever be labeled as his.
And every valve body that he builds, he takes one of the little gold plates and he puts "built by Lucas" on it. And we did that for 2 reasons. For one, to identify who built the valve body. I have no name. He has his name. Not only that, once people get the valve body, I've got many emails back say, tell Lucas this thing works great. I love the valve body. I went rounds, and that way it gives, again, it'll give Lucas more than just being an employee. It gives him the pride of working in the business.
Yeah, Mohawk says, buy 2 at regular price and the second one is free. Exactly. You buy 2 and you get 2 shipped to you. Precisely. See, Mohawk gets it. Levi wants to know who all has their projects done for No Name Nationals, because it ain't me.
Oh.
Levi wants to know who all has their projects done.
Madison.
What?
Come here.
What?
Come behind me. Come right behind me. And look in here. Hey, John, this is the parts girl at CRT.
Howdy.
Hello.
This is Madison Cope. Everybody who gets your Tootsie Rolls, she's the one that puts it in there for you. And she wraps all the parts.
Family business.
Mm-hmm.
So if your order's right, Madison did it. If your order's wrong, she was probably on vacation. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah.
So Colleen says she's not done with her projects. JB says, I'm ready. See you at the track. Big Mike doesn't have it ready. Steven says, I need people to stop giving cars. Mohawk and Dougster say, and Colleen say, hi, Madison.
Well, that's very nice of you guys. Thank you.
And Blue Grip might have to run his tow vehicle. You've been working on a Coronet, though.
Little bit.
A little bit here and there. Yeah.
Little bit. We got the belts on today. Jeff gave me his approval on everything, though.
Okay, cool. Well, if it's got Jeff's blessing, then I know it's gonna, it's gonna fly.
Yeah. It was really cool. He went from his house to Monticello, Indiana to get the body panels for his dragster. And then he brought them to me so I can check them out, only because I turned them on to the paint lettering guy. So while he was in town, I took Jeff, just about, not every Friday, but every once in a while on Fridays, the shop buys lunch. And so Jeff got himself some Chicago-style hot dogs today.
Oh, man. Yeah, I saw that. I saw where y'all made a lunch run today. So I don't see Jeff in here. Jeff never has a problem with me showing, like, progress photos. But
he's in the garage working now.
Yeah. So I'll show you one. But if you want to see any more, you got to go to his channel. Jeff is cooking on this dragster.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Man. I love the way he's laying out the color combos between the black and the white. The car really, it's turning out absolutely beautiful. It really is.
And this is all hand painted too.
Yep.
Now, if you want to see more of this, you're going to have to see it on 2Hex Garage channel, but there's more to it. So definitely check it out when you can, because it's a cool build. And there is the link to Jeff's channel. I don't know when he'll have it up, but this is today. This is real time.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He gets stuff up in about 5 or 6 days.
Oh, there's 2Hex. Okay, so Jeff is here. Jeff, I showed them one. If they want to see anything else, they're going to have to go to 2Hex Garage, but there's a lot more to see. So they need to go there to check it out. The striper has some serious talent. Either that or Dougster forgot one of the P's. Unfinished Project's got the link for Blue Grid, the link for Main Street. Very cool. So what else is going on at Cope Racing Transmissions? What else you want to tell people about, since I got you cornered on a live for a few minutes?
Well, it is a 3-day holiday weekend where I'm from. I don't know about the rest of you guys. And on Sunday, I'm taking the girls out in the Power Wagon to Pass Lake, Indiana, and there's a cruise around the lake. So we're going to take the Power Wagon there. I had to have Lucas put in the seatbelts in the Power Wagon because my wife don't want to get in there without seatbelts. So we got seatbelts. Tomorrow, Andy Wood is driving 11 hours from North Carolina to Lowell, Indiana. He's going to hot lap it. He is actually coming to pick up the Casper-Matic, and it's going to take a little while for me to blow all the cobwebs off it, but it's going to be ready for him. We're going to go over a few things. I'm going to answer all his questions. I think he's bringing a camera to record something of picking it up. We might get a quick bite to eat. He can go upstairs. He's bringing his daughter. He can go upstairs in the bedroom, and if he wants to take a nap, he can. And then whatever he wants, he can just let himself out the door and head back to North Carolina. So
Andy got some of the spider webs off early.
Oh, geez.
I'm sure he's asleep right now because he's got to get up and make a
better be asleep.
So Cope's place it must have a lot of spiders there. Look at the spider webs that got on my parking sign. Look at that.
Yeah, right, huh?
See, look at that.
Green ones, too.
I know. I'll just say, there's webs on everything over there.
And then the boys over there from Tall Garage will be there Tuesday to get their purple 518, which is that transmission right next to it.
Yep, which the spiders left alone. They only got on Andy's.
Yeah, the spiders got all over the Casper-Matic. So we're going to make sure those spider webs go with the transmission.
Right. I'm putting this up. I mean, I certainly want Andy to see it, but since I know that he's probably asleep now, it's kind of funnier because he'll see it after he sees it on the transmission.
You better be sleeping.
My camera readjusted here. It doesn't like me with that light being out over there. It likes to refocus really slow.
Right. Yeah.
That's okay. Indirect connection 150. You're 151 subs away? Who's 151 away? Wendy English is a seatbelt freak. I've got to have them. I get that. So you won't ride in Dawn's until he put the seatbelts in it? Okay. So 349 for indirect connection. So you're getting close. Feel free to pass up Buff Del Campo on the way. I'm going to go live with whoever gets the 475 first. There's the link for Scarlet. There's the link for Engine Light. Anything in the link for Riley's Junkyard and Petting Zoo. Isn't that a fantastic name? Mm-hmm. Riley's Junkyard and Petting Zoo. Since you're a guest, go ahead. Anything else you want to tell people?
I saw one of your new guys that had a really unique name, and now I can't remember who that fellow was. Was it Cinder Blocks and Jack Stands or something?
Yes, he was in the No Name 500 last year.
Oh, was that last year?
Yeah,
okay.
Jack Stands and Cinder Blocks, but he was in here on Wednesday. He's in here sometimes.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for everything you did, John. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping in.
Also, thanks for the logo that you made for that, too.
Yeah, I didn't tell him that, but that logo, I showed it right at the beginning. I put it up right at the beginning. Cope says, I want to give this thing a name that's Moparish and catchy. And I think this achieves that. And he just said a name. He didn't say a logo, but I wanted to kind of just do the logo anyway and see what he thought.
Right.
What do you guys
think? Great.
How do you like the logo?
I love it. And the name.
So, and then there's also versions of this with the trans brake.
Right.
There's versions of this with valve body. So,
Yeah.
but it was done for the CRT shift pack, which is what Cope Racing Transmissions calls its shift kit.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, guys, I'm glad you stopped in, Cope. I'm glad you did, and
All right, John boy.
so
Thank you again for everything. I really appreciate it, and so does my family.
it's been fun. We'll see y'all soon. Have
All
a
right.
happy
Have a
Memorial
good
Day
one,
weekend.
guys. We'll see y'all later.
And you guys are now stuck with me for a few more minutes. But yeah, I will say, congratulations to Doug winning it. But that said, even if you don't win it, go to the site. And if you have a stock valve body, it's a big improvement. It will not only improve your performance, it will help the transmission in several ways. Keep the heat down from things slipping and gauging by increasing the valve body pressure. Mater's Workshop said, can you post the link for Big Bad Jones? So if one of the mods would post a link for Big Bad Jones, that'd be appreciated. And there's the link for Cope Racing Transmissions YouTube channel. So when it comes to stuff like this, if you guys have a company that puts out products that we use, and it's good stuff and reputable, and you're part of the community, that's what it's about to me. I take no money for any of this. I just genuinely love the community. There is no sponsorship or anything like that. If Mater's Workshop starts making radiators for cars, for example, and they're good stuff, and you guys can buy them, hey, I want to put Mater's product out there. Sean O'Brien says, is it under 100 for the kit? Yes. The CRT shift pack without servo retails for $95. Gasket, filter, springs, blocker rods under $95. It goes to $210 if you add the rear servo, and that's pretty much if you have the transmission out of the car, because it is a real bear trying to do a rear servo in the car. It is very difficult. I mean, I'm only doing a rear servo in a car if I have to. Like it's broken, and that's hard. It's, if it's in the car without servo, if it's out of the car, get the servo. It's worth it. Dean Stevenson says 118 miles per hour. It's very rare you'll see me going 118. Unfinished Project reminds us it's only 17 Saturdays until the No Name Nationals in 2024. Landon got stuck in traffic on the interstate forever. Turbo Tom says, do not buy a new Wagoneer. I took your word for that before you ever said it. I buy a new, done. If the year begins with a 2, I'm not interested. Dean's favorite number is 17. I had no idea. Unfinished Project says GOAT. If he means he's the greatest of all time, I'm sure in some ways he is. Unfinished Project is a great mod. Wanted to say big thanks for Lars for helping me with that giveaway, because you guys just might not believe. See, on YouTube, the comments are much more real time. In StreamYard, they'll jump in blocks and I'll miss them. And there's no way that I could scroll that back and count that. I just, I've got to have help to do a giveaway like that, of that kind. If you did it, if you gathered your entries offline and before and whatnot, you could do it that way. But to do it real time, I had to have help to do it. And I really wanted to do it just for you guys who are here. So, I mean, I don't mind at all having a giveaway that people can enter from, from everywhere and all outside the community. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Especially people who are doing promotions to try to, get subs and stuff like that. That's great. That's great. But that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted it to go to one of you guys. Turbo Tom is saying, get those recalls done. It's free. Lars puts up the link for Unfinished Project. Yeah. It's funny. I get a kick out of people who still think Unfinished Project is a bot. Unfinished Project is not a bot. Unfinished Project is a channel run by a real human being. Landon says my number is 40 this year. I'll be there in October. Okay. Mater's favorite number is free. Dakota's favorite price is free. Danny Boyd says negative 27 is a cool number. There's no negative 27 anything I want to live through. Dr. Goes, it's amazing how much slower I work cutting wood when I'm listening to the live. Where are you cutting wood at 9:42 p.m. on the east? I mean, that's dark, even if you're in Central. Where are you, Dr. Go? Hot Rod Guy Garage is asking an excellent question I wanted to ask Tom myself. Are we going to see the Model T this year again at No Name Nationals? Excuse me. Patrick says almost home, 400 plus miles today. A Cove says the only thing free is bad advice and disease. You might end up paying for those as well. Dr. Goes said in the basement. Okay. Well, listen, A Cove, I totally get that, because when people say nothing is free, yeah, they're right. I mean, there's a tax of some kind that comes with everything. The tax of winning the free valve body is having to endure this live. Right? You win your shift kit for your valve body in here is having to endure this live, right? Turbo Tom's going to find out tomorrow. I guess he's talking to family at the parade and all. That's what that sounds like. That's cool. Yeah, we would love to see the T again. That's fantastic. By far the oldest car and absolutely one of the coolest cars I have ever ridden in, Turbo Tom's Model T. Loved seeing that there. Yeah, Eco, there's all kinds of things people call free that aren't free at all. There's some kind of tax comes with them. Mexican Spec says, Dakota, did it cost you anything to bring it home? Oh, Turbo Tom's going to be at his mom's 90th birthday party. Okay, that's cool. Tomorrow, I'm going to my aunt's 80th birthday party. Tomorrow. Dakota said it did cost a few bucks for gas, but my great aunt gave it to me. She wasn't the one that charged me $20 for gas. Dakota is appropriately frugal, and I respect that. Dakota needs a shirt that says, "We'll work for car parts." So if I plan a content creator workshop here in a couple of weeks, I think that would be good for any of you, especially Name 500 guys. Now's a good time to opine. So not this Sunday or next Sunday, but the Sunday after. Would that be a good time to try to do a content creator workshop? And what content creator do you think would be good to have as a guest? I know that we tried to have, what I was thinking last time is we would have Buck and Barrows. Buck, I believe, had to work and couldn't make it. So it would logically make sense if I try to get Buck this time. But I try to get people who have cracked the YouTube code and who are very good at that, at knowing the tips and tricks to get through the algorithm. Yeah, Dakota says the car and car parts is the only reason I go to work 5 days a week. Here, here. Unfinished Projects asking Dakota, what are your plans for the D150? I'd like to know that as well. Dakota says, we all work for car parts. Yeah, yes, we do. Dakota knows some tricks. Yes, Dakota. You know, it would be a good idea. You know, you can shoot messages here at Unfinished Project. He could help you a lot with that D150. Those trucks are really his wheelhouse. And I do know what you meant, Unfinished Project. I just spun it differently. I actually got it. I do that from time to time. Blue Grit Garage says the workshop on a Sunday would work for Andy. Yeah, that's typically when we do it is on Sunday afternoon. We move it off of this Friday time, and that's typically when we do it. Bobby from Brazil Race, that's a good possibility. I think that Buck, we should have Buck, but this saying we couldn't also have Bobby. But one thing is for sure, that content creator workshop is going to be related to content, and it's specifically about, you know, trying to build your audience and make better content. Okay. So it's a workshop. Friday nights are play. The Sunday will be for working on that. What kind of tricks we talking? You don't have any idea, Dakota. We all know tricks. Unfinished Project says that Mexican Spec sells great lenses for the D150. There's a good hot tip. Dougster says you can lower a D150 front axle on the cheap. Which method of lowering, Dougster? Dakota wants to lower it right on the ground, frame on the ground. B-van lower control arm. Oh, gosh, Dougster. I need to put bushings in my B-van lower control arms, then put them back on the B-van from whence they came. I've not done control arm bushings on a B-van. If there's anything I need to know before doing that job, tell me, because I need to do it on mine soon. In fact, I think I want to do it before I go to Sykeston. KJ Kylie says, happiness is a summit box on the front porch. Parts make you smile, but I got to tell you, I really like happiness is getting to do stuff with you guys and seeing you having a bunch of fun and having fun with you. That is happy. Mexican Spec. Always got to find the gray cloud with the silver lining until that summit box gets stolen, right? We just don't have any problem with that here. We just don't. We're very fortunate. But I'll say right here on a live, I think our mayor's an idiot because he really wants to, he just wants to open the floodgates for drifters coming into this town, and I think it's a huge disaster, and we'll change that, and we'll harm what we have here. And why he wants to do that, I really don't know. I would think he would know better, but apparently not. I want to keep this town as wonderfully crime-free as it is. Mexican Spec says they don't leave anything on the porch here. It's crazy to do so. Mexican Spec, I could leave my wallet on the front porch here for a week and go out of town, and it will be there when I came back. I mean, people don't, you know, it's different here. We're polite here, and we have a good sense of community, and we're not afraid to shoot people. And so when you have all of that, things work really well. Don said Summit box on the front porch had 2 show up today at 4:07. Yeah, Don's getting serious. Don's ordered some engine parts today. I have a feeling his 440s is going to show up, and we're going to see a whole new side of that Valiant of his. Dr. Go says, everyone on here helps me save money by teaching me to do things right the first time instead of breaking stuff doing it wrong. Well, that's good. I'm really glad. And this is a very helpful community. Danny Boy says, an armed society is a polite society. You are correct. As cliche as people want to say that is, it's not wrong. Tony's Hot Rod Garage says, if you're going to use poly bushings, burn out the rubber with a torch and buff the sleeves with the wire. I do that regardless anyway. And I get the poly that doesn't have the shell. Is that what you're talking about? Because that's the way I do it anyway. But I'm thinking on the van using rubber bushings. I really want the van to ride nice. And but the rubber's is gone. The camber's off a little on the left front. Dougster says, I'm running a 2.5-inch drop shackle and I flip the front spring perch upward for more drop. Okay. So you run a longer shackle, then you're flipping the axle, flipping it by putting the perches on the other side. Mexican specs of we're an armed society. The guns are on the wrong side. Yeah. I got to fix that. We fixed that here in 1776. Yep. Tony's, yeah. So when you do poly bushings right, that's how I did them in the dark sport. Mohawk 62 said nothing stolen here but a stupid mail carrier that can't read mailbox numbers. Oh boy. Yeah, I ran into a good one at the post office yesterday, but that's a whole other story. Heavens Mopar Scott, hey man, good to see you. Had my last AMD box show up 2 days ago. It's time for front frame rails next. Oh my goodness, what a job that's going to be. Dakota says, I'm going to a gun show tomorrow. Support to be a big one. Okay. Or supposed to be a big one. Where? What town is that going to be in, Dakota? Tony says, if you go with rubber, use a ball joint press. Works well. Can I just use a hydraulic press? I mean, I like the ball joint presses. Usually what I do on control arms is I take an air hammer and I crush the sleeve in if I'm not reusing it, and it just drops out. And then I just use the press to put it in. Chattanooga, yeah. Dakota's in the Chattanooga, Tennessee. He's in Georgia, but he's in the Chattanooga, Tennessee metro area. Yeah, right on. Yeah, Hot Rod Guy Garage. It's going to be in his backyard. There you go. Yeah, it should be a good time. Dakota, if they don't get all ridiculous about pictures and stuff, I'd love to see pictures from it. Some gun shows get all nutty about it. Some don't care. Tony's done them both ways. He likes the ball joint press. Yeah, I could see that. No, I could definitely see that. I mean, the ball joint press would be less setup for sure. Max Wedge Dick Dashley has 4 guns within arm reach and 2 are loaded. Sean O'Brien says, I might be back on the dyno tomorrow. Half my shop's jet order came in the mail today. I'm hoping to tame this 159 cubic inch beast. Go to one stuff. There's going to be a swap meet. Dean Stevenson likes eating pizza. That'll be wrong with something wrong with you if you don't. Captain Dew has a homemade ball joint press. The bottle jack. Yeah, you know what? I've done a few of them that way. By jacking up the controller, I'm using the weight of the vehicle. Ooh, man, the worst one ever. I took the coil springs out of a Camaro using those super dangerous coil spring compressors, and I had one slip and fly off, and that spring popped out and hit me in the hand on the way up, went way up out of the car. Oh, it was awful. One of the most dangerous jobs you can do on a car is taking those coil springs out, which is yet another reason to have a Mopar. Torsion bars cannot do that. Dean Stevens says, I'm going to an island. Dean Stevenson, you're on an island. Dakota's bumming a ride with his neighbors. Okay. Anybody got any last anything? We just got a couple of minutes here. Tony, are you by chance going live tonight? Since I saw Tony's Hot Rod Garage in here. Russell says supposed to be. No live on Tony's tonight. But I always like to know if you do, because I like to direct you over there. It's always a good time. But guys, I just got a couple of minutes left here. So does anybody else have anything? I want to say to everybody, I really appreciate everybody for coming out for our giveaway and checking out the new CRT Shift Pack. Really proud to be able to offer that here tonight. Introduce it right here. You could win it here before you could buy it. But that said, we're thrilled to give one away. But if you have a stock valve body in your Mopar, it is worth it. And I will say, I've kind of discovered things like there are people who believe that the magic of the transmission is in the transmission and the valve body is administrative. And that is not the case. The transmission is administrative. It just needs to be built stout enough to handle what the valve body tells it to do, by and large. The valve body is the magic part. Unfinished Project said I was expecting a trivia question. Well, ding dong, you were wrong. You never know how I'm going to do it. Hot Rod Guy Garage is my end comment for tonight. Is the slowest car to No Name Nationals 2024 is the car that doesn't make it. Get motivated. Yes, that comment right there. Fabrics Mod repeats says, have a good weekend, everybody. Indeed, as does Jason. Big Block 402, glad you could make it, man. We gave away Mopar parts today, but I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Big Bad Jones. Hey, Big Bad Jones, I would encourage you. You are close, man. You're not that far from your 500 subs. You've got good content. Keep engaging with the community and making content. You can make it, and you can be racing at the No Name Nationals in September. You totally do it. As can Blue Grit Garage. He can do it. You can do it too. As can Mean Street Mopar. It is always good to come hang out with y'all. Hope everyone has a good weekend. You too. And Mean Street, if you're doing content on your car, make content. You're pulling engines and stuff. Make that content. People want to see that. If you need me to help you title videos or anything like that, or help you do technical stuff, I'm glad to do it. Just let me know. And there's the link to Big Bad Jones. So we are, I like to go out like right on the time. We got a few seconds left, but I appreciate all of you guys. I don't know what I'm going to be doing here next, but we're going to have a content creator workshop, I think, right in the middle of June. And Big Block 402 says, I'm hanging out, guy at work. New guy started his channel last night. He's a friend of Just Mopar Joe's and has a cool OBS Chevy. Going to get him on board with it. That sounds great, Big Block 402. Cool. I like it. If he's a friend of Joe's, he's got to be cool. But with that, guys, we're at our time. Thanks for coming out. Y'all have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Congratulations to our winners, and we'll see all you guys next week. Thank you.